Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a very special edition of Drizzleland. I did a review on the WWE Network several years ago, but we are going to go through it now and see what they've added and see if they've added anything from past years. Okay, now as you can see, this is the live stream for what's playing right now. Uh, Recap of Extreme Rules, and then you have things like watch list, continue watching, WWE Extreme Rules. That was the last pay-per-view. Ladder matches. Ooh, I did not know that they've added that recently. Let's go in there and let's check that out. Now, unfortunately, loading time for this, well, let's just say it can be difficult for older systems, such as PlayStation 3s and Xbox 360. So it looks like we've got some interesting ladder matches. I believe that there's some documentaries in here as well. And what it's goes into modern matches too. Okay. And I think you can go into different years as well. So here's the next part that I wanted to guys show everybody. Now you have the pay-per-view, you have in-ring, the control system for Xbox 360 is crappy. I don't like it. And then you have original programming, you have Vault, which has like Nitro and all the old WWE Raw categories. So let's go into pay-per-view. So you've got WWE, you've got WWE. I think those are just the episodes that are 5-point sound, 5-point sound surround sound, I guess. ECW, WCW, and as we can tell, there are. Looks like 2001 all the way back to 1983 for WCW. Let's go to ECW. So they have added the one night stand ECW pay-per-views because they have 2006 and 5. Now, my opinion, I felt like ECW was better years ago, when we're talking the early 90s, possibly 2000. That's the last ECW match I even watched, to be honest. We'll go into WWE now. So this goes all the way back, you guys, to 1985. I have been a wrestling fan since I was very young. I want to say in like the mid-80s. 88, 89, that's when I was watching wrestling originally. And then I kept watching it because it got so much more interesting as it went on. Obviously the Attitude Era really defined WWE. Let's go into this. So apparently, this is advanced audio copies of the pay-per-views from 2007 and another year. I can't remember which year, but okay. And then you have NXT 205 Live, which is the Cruiserweight show, which I think is pretty awesome. Um, and then you have like the categories where they put certain wrestlers in there with their best matches. This Week in WWE is basically a documentary where they talk about what's going on throughout the week. SmackDown and Talking Smack, which is their reality TV show. Like after the show, they do like a interview with all the superstars and stuff. And then obviously here's Raw recap, so you can watch the Raw rewinds. And then here's SmackDown Live, main event, Superstars, Cruiserweight Classic, which I think really defined 205 Live. Raw pre-show, which is kind of interesting. The Raw backstage pass is really cool, you guys. You get to basically hear interviews with all the people behind the scenes. State of WWE Universe. I've never watched that, actually. Comment in the sections below if you've watched any of these original programming on the network. I'm going to go into view more and see what we get. Looks like the same things. That's kind of weird. I wonder why they did that. So WWE 24/7 is extremely awesome on here because it's all documentaries behind the scenes with the superstars. There's even one where it follows Seth Rollins, Finn Balor. You know, it's just, if you're a wrestling fan, definitely check it out on the network. This is a new show which I've never watched. Okay, Camp WWE I've never even seen an episode of. Beyond the Ring is a documentary thing. Here's what I would recommend watching. WWE Breaking Ground, which is great if you're an NXT fan because it really follows everybody. And then here are the categories. So we've got one on Batista, we've got one on The Rock, and then we got one on like Goldust and a few other people. It's a WWE Network. The Austin versus McMahon in here is sweet because it really describes every rivalry that they had throughout the 90s. Okay, and then you get the classic wrestling as well. Plus you get Night of Champions, ECW TV. Just gonna go more in here and see if they've added any other stuff. Yeah, WCW and Monday Night Nitro right here, you guys. In fact, let's click on it. Come on, load, taking your time, loadies. Okay, so, right here, if we go into year, 2001 all the way back to 1995. So, you don't get quite every episode, I believe, unless they've added more things recently. But oh yeah, and if you're an old school WWF fan, here we go. So this goes back all the way into the 1980s. So you get like all the classic 80s wrestlers. You get Sergeant Slaughter, obviously Hulk Hogan. Oh God, I mean, there's just so many classic. Randy Macho Man Savage, Roddy Piper, for example, the Iron Sheik, George the Animal Steel, Earthquake, Tugboat. Yeah, Yokozuna could possibly be in that match. Yeah. Oh my God, I'm forgetting people. Marty Jannetty. Doink the Clown, I guess. Bret the Hitman Hart, Owen Hart. Um, that's pretty much who was, you know, back then at least. Well, Undertaker too. Um, so yeah, I mean, Million Dollar Man. There we go. Mr. Perfect. So let's do this since I've already done all of this. We're gonna go back to. No, I don't want to. Don't want to exit. Yeah, unfortunately, the loading time for this is like super, super bad. Um, you're not really gonna get very fast loading time, unfortunately, because the server is not built for the 360. It is built for Xbox One, so it is extremely slow with loading, unfortunately. Oh, I hate waiting here. Anybody else tired of waiting time on Xbox Live? It's taking its sweet little roll time here. Oh, I just did that. Ah, the control systems are horrible for this. Okay, and then here's basically what your main screen is going to look like when you get into like searches. Right here you have everything right here, and then right here you also have your account. So that's basically like everything you can do with it. Yeah, I would recommend this honestly for anybody who's a wrestling fan. WWE has really tried to put effort into making a product that everybody's gonna like. And I will be back in a few hours to be doing my Extreme Rules show. So, thanks everybody. This is the WWE Network re-review, basically, after 2 years.